Hey guys, what is up? What's happening? Rules for Rebels here, and I wanted to welcome you guys back to the new Rebels Hustle series, episode 5, where each week we'll be discussing a real-life story of an entrepreneur who started a side hustle outside of their normal 9-to-5 job. Today's episode is going to cover a little bit of a different type of hustle. This one is going to be service-based, and that's one thing I wanted to distinguish is that with side hustles, there are often going to be various categories of side hustles. So in past weeks, we talked about Max, a Scottish guy, and his affiliate hustle with his fish tank site and the Amazon Associates program. We talked about a retail arbitrage slash drop shipping hustle that grew into a manufacturing hustle with the Candy Hearts. And most recently, we talked about the Pinterest social media influencer hustle. Today's hustle is going to be more of a service-based hustle. It's about a guy who bought a $100 microphone and turned that into over $8,000 in less than a year and a half by offering a service. Today's story comes from Parker McDonald in Morristown, Tennessee. By day, Parker works as a manager in IT. By night, however, Parker moonlights as a voiceover artist, helping small businesses and foreign businesses with voiceovers for commercials and other marketing materials. Now, Parker learned about a site called Fiverr.com, probably a site many of you have used and one we've talked about a lot on this channel before. I'll link in the description box below to some of my past Fiverr videos for those of you guys who are interested. Fiverr is basically a site like eBay, but for services. Everything from voiceovers to graphic design, to video editing, to web design, and even just plain silly gigs like I'll dance for you in a bunny costume, or I'll dress up like Elvis and sing you happy birthday. Now, Parker started out proofreading, copywriting, and editing posts for clients. Parker quickly realized, however, that he wasn't satisfied with all the work he was doing for minimum wage pay. He realized that in order to make this viable, he had to make more money. Part of the problem with Fiverr is you have a lot of very educated and very skilled people in third world countries who are willing to do the work for a fraction of the price somebody in the USA would need to charge or would want to charge, and it tends to drive down the price of many services. Parker wound up having an overseas client who didn't speak English well or clearly. He hired Parker to do a voiceover for a commercial. Now, this is an area Parker could distinguish himself. On Fiverr, you have workers who know all coding languages, who are great graphic designers, and who are willing to do that work for $5 that somebody in the USA would probably charge $150 for, and there's little reason for somebody to hire Parker or anyone in the States and overpay for that service. One thing these foreign sellers don't have, however, is the ability to read, write, and speak English clearly, and this is where Parker would make his money. This is something that someone needing a service can't outsource cheaply to a foreign gig provider. After Parker's first voiceover, his clients started recommending him to other people. Parker started landing more and more jobs and decided to buy a $100 microphone and downloaded some free audio software. Parker set up some gigs on Fiverr.com ranging from good, better, and best in terms of the voiceover service he offered. As with Fiverr, many people will often offer a basic service like a basic voiceover but charge more for music in the background. Others will say 200 words but then charge an additional $5 per 50 words. Most audio gigs are going to be substantially longer than 200 words, meaning that rather than just earning $5 per gig, you may earn $50, $60, even $100 or more. Now, Parker's day job was pretty demanding, but this provided him a pretty good side income, and this was something he could do on his own time, on the evenings, on the weekends, etc. At first, he was making about $20 per gig on Fiverr, but as he did more gigs and built up feedback and a good reputation, he began to get more projects and continued to up his pay rate. He also began offering more specialized services, which allowed him to charge more. At first, it was just beer money, but as things grew, Parker realized it wasn't just an extra $100 a month. The money was growing and growing to the point where he was able to pay his car note. A month later, he was able to pay his car note and maybe a few utility bills. A couple months later, he was able to pay his car note, some utility bills, and put a little bit more into savings. As you guys can see, this continued to grow and grow, and it all started with just $100 spent on a microphone. This truly was a $100 startup. Now, Parker is doing bigger gigs for clients. He could be doing a recording for a Chevy dealership in Taiwan today, a voiceover for a rave promoter in Germany tomorrow. Parker's next goal, however, is to continue to grow this recurring revenue. So a couple comments I wanted to leave on Fiverr, and I'll drop a link in the description box below to where you can get a free Fiverr gig if you sign up via this link. Check it out just to check out the platform. Buy a gig you need just to check out the platform, or even better, if you have a skill that you could potentially offer, let's say graphic design, buy a gig from a successful graphic designer and get a sneak peek at the quality of the work they provide. how they run their business, how they interact with clients, and maybe you can try to copy them and do the same thing and launch your own gig. Fiverr is good for practicing entrepreneurship. It's sort of like an entrepreneur playtime. There's zero risk. It costs you nothing to sign up. You can create a profile and a couple of gigs today and be landing jobs by this afternoon. If you do a good job and get a good rating, you'll continue to get more clients. Now, as you grow like Parker did, you can move off Fiverr.com and try to offer more specialized services, because when you offer a generic service or a run-of-the-mill service that's not specialized, it becomes a commodity and you're going to get commodity prices, bottom of the barrel prices. But as you specialize, you can charge more, and I'll give you guys an example. We'll say freelance writing is pretty generic as far as like, I'll write your blog post for you. And if you do that, you're going to get generic wages, $5 per 300 to 500 word article. However, if you can specialize, so say instead of writing a blog post for somebody, you write somebody's Amazon description for their Amazon product, or you write somebody's copy for their landing page or their ClickFunnels. As this is a more specialized service, you'll be able to charge $25, $50, or even $100 a gig instead of $5. So from the story, as Parker became more specialized, he developed a good reputation and was able to increase his rates. A couple comments on how you could do something like this yourself. Sure, you could just copy Parker's business model. Maybe a better example for a complete beginner to this, or a complete beginner to voiceover, is to offer yourself as a voiceover or a spokesperson for somebody else's YouTube video. I think there's a lot of people out there who want to make YouTube videos or create content, but they don't like their voice or they're too shy to go on camera. You could be their surrogate in a video and read their script. Many foreign people also make great content, but they use those annoying computer-generated voices doing their video voiceover. So there's a lot of foreign YouTube creators who have great content, but it's almost just too painful to watch the video. So you could offer your clear English-speaking voice to them so that their great content actually gets listened to because a real person is reading it, instead of this difficult to listen to, painful computer voice. It's not just voiceover stuff, though. You can literally offer any service on Fiverr.com, from creating people's social media cover art, making video intros, graphic design, or even offering silly gigs like I'll dress up in a bunny costume and sing you a song, or I'll dress up like Elvis and sing happy birthday to a friend of yours and you can send them the video. It's not just business services. You can offer almost anything. Until next time, guys, this is Rules for Rebels. Please like, please comment, please share, and please subscribe. I will catch you guys on Thursday when we'll do episode 6, and we'll be discussing a single mom who made over $15,000 with an astrology calendar. For now, guys, I will check you later.